How's it going again, Farm Alive family? Here we are back again on the farm, and we have with us an old mainstay here. He's done retreats with us. He's done a fantastic job. He's here in absolute loving service here, working on projects here on the farm with me. I lived with him in Atlanta before I moved here to Costa Rica, and he's just a very, very good friend. So, ladies and gentlemen,
ta-da!
Samuel Mielcarski.
Dr.
There
Sam.
he is, Dr. Sam.
Hello, Farm Alive family. It is an absolute pleasure to be here. Brian Calvi here is like a brother to me, and
Absolutely.
Jody Calvi is like a sister to me, and we are definitely one close family. So it is my pleasure to be here, and I look forward to having this interview.
You know, we never we're like officially video blogged you, and generally with people that have been in this movement for a long period of time, I always like to ask them, one of my first questions is the story, right? Everyone's got the path. Everyone, you know, how did you get into this lifestyle? You know, was it an illness? You know, did something traumatic happen? You know, how did you find out about it? And how did you come to doing this?
Yeah, mine was an illness. In '98, I just got done competing in Mr. Atlanta bodybuilding competition, and I looked great on the outside, but my insides were an absolute mess, which was evident by the symptoms to come just shortly. A week later, swollen prostate, pain in my groin, little bumps going across my bladder, and my energy levels dropped. And I went to the doctor to ask for help, and they said, "You're too young, don't worry about it." So I looked at him and I said, "I'm not sure if you heard me right." I said, "I couldn't pee this morning." You know, and I don't know what he thought. I said, "You can't see? Don't worry about it." So I basically went home and sat in quietude and asked for guidance, because I wasn't going to get it in that medical office. And I said, why do these people not want to help me, and what do I need to do?
Yeah.
And the divine guidance was, what difference does it make what it is if it's not going to make a difference how you treat it? So I pondered those words, and one of my favorite quotes by Leonardo da Vinci is, "Vitality and beauty are gifts of nature for those who are willing to live according to its laws." So I pondered those things, and I
like
said,
that.
well, yeah, I'm going to have to just do this by changing my diet, lifestyle, and mindset. So it doesn't matter what it is. It could have been testicular cancer. It could have been prostate cancer. I don't know, because no one wanted to run any more tests on me. I went to a couple other specialists after that guy, and I was told the same thing: "You're too young, don't worry about it." So I was like, well, okay, obviously this is a sign that I'm going to do this on my own through divine guidance. So that was how my journey started.
That's how it started.
How did you find raw food?
Yeah, the raw food thing, interesting enough, my brother was in chiropractic school, and he came home from school one day and said, "I think you'd be interested in talking to one of my teachers." And he's in something called natural hygiene, and one of the things they talk about is raw foods and how we should eat according to nature's gifts and nature's laws. And so that's how I ended up finding about raw food.
Very cool. And that was Dr. Paul Goldberg, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Jody has gotten a lot of great results from Dr. Goldberg.
Good guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Well, that's wonderful. So you are a PhD,
DPT.
DPT, I always get that wrong, in physical therapy.
Right.
And I've got to say, you're really talented with your hands and what you do. And can you go into how do you do that? I mean, how do you work with people? You know, what's the procedure in which you go by? Let's say if someone has a bad back or a bad neck or something like that, or something wrong.
Absolutely. There's a saying, as you mentioned just a few minutes ago, everybody has a story. Now, if you break everybody down into two words, everybody has a story. So when I put my hands on people's bodies, it tells me a story. And all I'm basically doing is tuning into the program that needs to run to fix the body. Now, you know from studying this and being in this lifestyle long enough that the body heals itself.
Absolutely.
And so all we have to do is tap into that innate intelligence that runs through every cell of the body to get it to heal itself. So it's a facilitation process that I do with my hands. I don't fix anything. Nature heals, and I just kind of facilitate the process. So when I touch somebody, their body actually gives me all the answers I need. And it's interesting because it could be different every time. I may touch somebody and my hand gets pulled into a torsion pattern, and it wants to sit there for a minute, and then it releases, and it starts to shake, and then it releases, and I may be kind of like pushing on something, and it releases. And people always ask me, well, why do you do that? I said, well, I'm not doing that, you are. And they'll say, no, you are. I'm like, no, you are. and it seems very subtle at times. I've had a lot of people like, this is ridiculous, it's not going to do anything, and they get off the table, and all of a sudden they're walking without a limp, or they can breathe deeper, or like, hey, I haven't had this range of motion in my neck for 10 years. What did you do? And like, I didn't do anything. You did. We unlock that blockages in your body.
Well, true energy is subtle, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, it's that gentle ohm that runs through the body that we as human beings can actually put out through our hands. And Dr. Sam can certainly do that. Jody,
he's very good.
Jody has received a lot of really good healings with the knee and the ankle and some joint work. That Sam's worked on her.
And you focus on the fascia a lot.
Yeah, the fascia, for those that don't know, is a connective tissue structure that runs head to toe. It's a continuous, contiguous system from head to toe. The best analogy is a giant spider web or a one-piece body stocking. So through like a tensegrity model, if I put tension in the system here, there's reciprocal tension somewhere up here, which would explain why someone comes to me, let's say, with a shoulder issue, I work on their opposite hip, and all of a sudden their shoulder motion's better. And they're like, wow, that's wild. And I said, well, the ankle bone's connected to the shin bone, as the old song says. That's really, after that, you don't need to understand much, just that it's all connected. But the fascia is definitely piezoelectric. It conducts energy, electricity, and it's strong. It can exert up to 2,000 pounds per square inch, which is, it's like the tensile strength of steel. Which is why, when there's binding of the fascia, if the fascia gets bound up like this, you can stretch it and it may elongate, but there's still a knot in it. So when you release the fascia with your hands and it all unwinds, and then it gets back to this harmonious, this 3D fascial web that is less viscous and more fluid, all of a sudden the person's function improves.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And this is just, you're a physical therapist and you work on people in sort of an alternative kind of way, and you get great results. And that's one of your ways of making income. I know you have a place at your house, because I lived with you for 9 months. Right. You have a little office there. And I know you work at physical therapy places in the Atlanta area.
Yes.
But what are your true passions? I know there's some things that you want to get into, and websites that you have, and also retreats with us coming up now and in the future. Tell us a little bit about your passions.
Absolutely. Speaking is one. I would like to reach more people, and one of the ways to do that is to just speak to a larger audience as opposed to one-on-one. I do value and cherish the one-on-one work I do with anybody that's ready to heal or wants to heal, because that's what I've dedicated my life to. But one of the things I'm passionate about is reaching larger groups of people in a seminar type setting or a lecture based setting, so that I can instill what I believe are solid principles based on natural laws of healing, so that people can walk away empowered with information to learn how to take care of themselves and not be dependent on something or someone to maintain and regain their health. So that would be one. And the retreats, I run something called Raw-Habilitation retreats, and I did some of those last year here at Finca de Vida, and they were successful. And those are something I'm passionate about, because it's a whole week-long intensive of fun, food, and healing is probably the best way to put it. Every day we have adventure. We go somewhere like a really beautiful waterfall, or a farm tour, or the farmer's market, or the zip lines, or the beach, and that's combined with group fitness sessions, individual bodywork sessions, empowering health lectures, raw food meals, yoga. There's so many cool things we do on the retreat. So that's something I'm really passionate about, because again, I think the power of a small group to support one another, we've seen some really good results with people.
People have really transformed. I mean, you did 3 of them last year, and some people really made some major breakthroughs here. Absolutely. With your retreats. Yeah. What's the name of your website where people can sign up for these retreats now and in the future?
Yeah, RawHabilitation.com. So it's like rehabilitation, but it's RawHabilitation. There's all the information about the retreats, and there's some videos on there, some links to photos from past retreats. And if you're interested, please, by all means, contact me and let me know, because we're definitely going to keep doing these, because they're an amazing thing.
And at your retreats, everyone receives your physical therapy work, one-to-one sessions with you.
Absolutely. Yep. And the feedback we've gotten on that is
huge value.
It's been one of people's favorite parts of the retreat. They wish they could have more of it, but we only have so many hours in a day, and it's not that I get burned out, because I see people all day long in the clinic. It's just more of being able to attend to the group's needs in general. So usually everybody gets at least 2 individual sessions with me that last about an hour, and you can do what you want to do in that hour. We can, hey, my knee pops when I squat, let's fix it, or I was in a bad car accident, so let's get this whiplash straightened out. we're going to sit and talk for an hour about how to improve your overall health, and not necessarily do any hands-on, but rather use it as a consultation time, just one-on-one, so that you might have issues that you want to talk about in front of the group, but you want to address with me.
But you also talk to the whole group. You have lectures about the chain of health.
Absolutely. Chain of health is a great concept. It is based on the fact that your health's only going to be as strong as its weakest links. And in the chain that I subscribe to, there's 8 links, 8 essential links, and those are the following things: food, air, water, light, rest, activity, hygiene, and loving relationships with yourself, others, and with nature. So that's an important concept, because we use that model to go through the whole week, and we address each link one by one throughout the week by lecturing and then applying what we learned in lecture with hands-on or real-time stuff, and people get a lot out of that.
Excellent. Well, Dr. Sam, it has been a joy talking to you.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yes,
seriously.
it's fun having you on the farm. Sam's been here for 2-3 weeks total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May not go home.
And just his loving service, you know, his attitude towards everything. It's just he's a model example of how we need to live and how we
Totally a model.
Yeah, he absolutely truly is. And I don't know, I'm honored that you're my friend, and that, you know, we're into this lifestyle till death do us part, I guess, right?
In another lifetime.
Yeah, in another lifetime too. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, Farm Life family, we're going to sign out now with Dr. Sam Mielcarski. His website will be at the bottom of the screen, and go visit him. Sign up for his retreats.
Pura Vida.
Pura Vida.